One of the things that Washington State has to offer is such a glorious environment for people to play in. We care about our environment. It's woven into our schools, it's woven into our fabric and our way of life here.
We live in an exceptional part of the United States. Along with that blessing comes a responsibility, and that responsibility is to care for it quite well, to steward it for our time here.
Today we're launching what we believe to be the most ambitious and important conservation and outdoor recreation effort in our state's history.
Bringing together former governors Dan Evans and Mike Lowry, the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Coalition was formed in 1989 to advocate for the sole purpose of conserving land for wildlife habitat and outdoor recreation.
We have to move forward now and acquire the habitat to protect what makes Washington State so unique.
The coalition created the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Program to help with rapid acquisition of the most significant lands for wildlife conservation and outdoor recreation before they are lost forever.
We're all in this together.
And it shows we haven't tried to focus just on one piece of recreation or one piece of preservation. We're trying to reach out to everybody in the state and have everybody take part in the great places that we hope to save.
You know, right from the very inception of the coalition, there was a clear commitment to a bipartisan, broad group. And you saw that in Dan Evans and Mike Lowry standing side by side.
If Mike and I can get together and join on this thing, everybody else darn well better.
It's nonpartisan. It's not made up of pros and antis. Everybody works together.
From the business community, from conservation interests, from wildlife recreation interests, really the whole spectrum.
Which really says something. Says something that essentially that's saying the entire state. The entire state agrees that we have to do something about this because we're facing a real problem.
Since 1989, the coalition has funded the protection of more than 350,000 acres of land in the state of Washington. This significant effort has made a lasting difference. The coalition creates and repairs and improves parks and recreation areas in communities that don't have the money to do so on their own. It preserves family farms that provide healthy local produce, and it saves habitat for thousands of wildlife species.
They do the work of working with legislators just to make things happen. We wouldn't have a program without the efforts of the coalition.
The funding that has been made available through this program is absolutely critical to helping us achieve our mission of protecting the diversity of plants and animals and habitats.
At the core of what we do is making sure we have great cities, great communities, and at the same time preserve our countryside.
Realtors believe in building communities, not just selling homes. And that's important when people are asking us, where's the nearest park? Where are the local schools?
This is also very important to our economy. One of the things that makes the state of Washington an appealing place for the type of businesses that we want to come in here is that this is such a great place to live and work.
For us, it's a quality of life. The park out here is a classic example of that. We're dealing with all age groups and support for the coalition. The homes across the street have gained in value because of the park here.
For so many of the clients that come in, if it was not for this kind of program, a lot of what exists in their communities in terms of natural resources would not.
It's not just confined to a few big, important places.
Right, that's right.
We have spread this value all over the state in little towns and small counties, as well as the Puget Sound Basin. And so everybody gets a piece of the action, and I think that's important too.
The demand for the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Program funding continues to grow. The number of applications submitted this year alone is at a record level. Protecting habitat and creating parks for future generations is more important now than ever before.
The most significant appropriation dealing with quality of life in the state of Washington is that appropriation made to WWRP. When we talk about quality of life here for our citizens, for business. People want to come here.
It's really all about these incredibly special places that we've been able to help protect all across the state of Washington.
I think it's one of the most vital of human instincts is to make sure we leave for our children and our grandchildren and future generations the benefits that we had. And frankly, even try to give them a better opportunity. That's just the most basic nature. And what this program does is, frankly, it gives us a chance to leave a better campsite.